So it's a system of delegation, and that's ICS. SIMS is the standardized emergency management system that we use in California. Came out of ICS. It came out of FireScope, which was developed after the Oakland fires, if you remember the Oakland fires, where we had fire departments responding to Oakland that couldn't even hook up to their hydrants because they didn't have similar devices to make the hookups. They didn't have similar radio frequencies. They couldn't talk to each other. They couldn't communicate. They couldn't organize. So FireScope was set up, and this SIMS system of management was adopted by the state. And we're required to operate under that SIMS method. NIMS is the national incident management system. So the feds took the state of California's system of emergency management and applied it to the entire United States. And so we have that system that then expands out. So do you have any questions about NIMS, SIMS, ICS, a bunch of acronyms in my business. So if I start talking acronym, please stop me and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Okay? I would encourage you very strongly to go online and take the ICS courses, ICS 100, ICS 200, 700, and 800. Those are the basic courses you can do online through FEMA, and I will supply the clerk of the board with the actual URL that will take you right to the classes. And it won't take you long. It's an easy read. It's real simple, and I mean, if firemen can learn it, anybody can learn it. Pretty fireman proof. So I strongly recommend that you take those classes, so that when a disaster occurs and we start talking acronyms and we start talking management system, you will at least click in your mind, oh, I remember that. I've seen this before. So your learning curve won't be quite so steep when it comes to the actual incident taking place. The SIMS is basically 5 different positions that are listed as management, and that's where we're on page 6. That's where Mr. Mitchell and Sheriff Allman will be involved. They will be the EOC managers or EOC directors. EOC stands for Emergency Operations Center. Our Emergency Operations Center is the training room over at the Sheriff's Inmate Services Building. If you'd like to go over and take a look sometime, I'll be more than happy to take you over there and show you. It's a multi-purpose room at this time. It's used for training, and the equipment and hardware that we use to operate that EOC is stored in a cabinet, and that's all pulled out, and the room is set up, changed from a training room to an actual emergency operations center, and all the connectivity is made at that time. The management section again would be with Mr. Mitchell and Sheriff Allman, and they would generate their general staff, and that would be including their public information officer. That would be directly under the manager's use. They would be using that office as PIO to gather the information that we want the public to know, that we want the media to know, and be able to put out a concise, accurate, single line of information. You want good information going out to the public, and you want to make it readily available to them, so that the media doesn't go out looking for stories. They're out there looking for stories. We want to give the media the opportunity to gather all the information they need, and so that we can make sure that the information they're getting and putting out to the people that are looking at the media is accurate. Make sure that information is accurate, and we don't want a bunch of rumors. So rumor control in the PIO's office is very, 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 very important. Another member of the management team would be the safety officer, would be my position as emergency services coordinator. as I work with this on a day-to-day basis, I'm kind of the information person, the go-to person with questions about where things are, how things are set up, and how the EOC is going to run. That's really my job during the emergency. The manager is going to delegate operations, which is the actual management of the people on the ground. There are a lot of different incidents happening out there, so they're going to be involved. The operations chief is going to be involved and be looking at what is actually happening at that moment out there in Mendocino County. The planning and intelligence chief is going to be gathering intelligence about what has happened, what is the magnitude, and making decisions about what are we going to do next. What are we going to do in the next 24 hours? We know what we're doing now, but what are we going to have to do in the next 24 hours or next 48 hours? So they're planning and intelligence. They gather the intelligence and they write the plans. Logistics. Logistics is materials, people, things that have to be managed. These are resources that we have here in the county that we're going to be managing. And also, when those resources are tapped, we're going to be needing to go to the state level. Our region of CalEMA, California Emergency Management Agency, and requesting more resources from them. And then those resources have to be managed as they come down. And we're going to be communicating below us at the local level with where the incidents are happening, and we're going to be communicating up to the state level so that we can coordinate the resource needs and the resources as they become available where they're placed. And then finance and administration, who's going to pay for it? How are we going to manage the contracts? What are these things costing us? What is this incident costing us at this time? So we need to keep a good idea of what's going on with the finance, with the dollars. This is the management team that the CEO and the sheriff are going to be using. They're going to have their general staff, and then they're going to have their command staff. And they're going to get together and they're going to make these hard decisions as to where the resources are going to go, who's going to get the resources, and when. And those are some very, very difficult decisions. You're going to be involved in that level and keeping touch with the managers of the incident. You're going to want to know. You're going to want the information. You're going to be wanting to keep in touch with us to get this correct information. So when you're asked by the media or by your constituents that you have all the information you need at that time to tell them what's going on and to give the public the confidence. You are the head of the county, and if you demonstrate confidence in what's going on and what the decisions are being made, then the public have confidence, and we can reduce the rumor mill that's going on. Do you have any questions about that? All of that I just blurted out on.
Well, Bill, you mentioned everybody needs to get on the internet, and the last incident we had here at this building when a guy hit the pole up the street here, all our electricity went out. Mm-hmm. And trying to bring this emergency stuff down to kind of the way it is on the ground. Was this building ever set up to fix the generators to where they integrate so when somebody hits the pole again, the whole system don't shut down?
I do not know what this building's situation is with power, with emergency power.
Well, we have a big generator out there, and they said they couldn't use it because it wasn't tied in right. I mean, to me, those are things that we should be done. And you mean it hasn't been done since we had that incident a few months ago?
I really was not made aware of that situation because this room is not part of my, not really part of my EOC. My EOC.
No, but the CEO's office is.
Well, he's going to be at the EOC. His office is going to be at the EOC and working there to manage the incident directly.
All I'm saying is we have a generator out there set up and was integrated in this building to operate. And I guess the generator, but the wiring was never done to where it don't tie in. 'Cause
that would be a facilities